Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery with JustMyOpinion.net.
And I'm the Midnight Rambler, Malcolm Toussaint.
And we're here with you today for our spoiler-filled review/opinion on the Single Moms Club. And if you did hear me correctly, yes, I did say spoilers because we're going to talk spoilers as if you've already seen the film. So, if you haven't seen Single Moms Club yet, and you don't want to be spoiled, because we're going to talk up, down, in and out, left, right spoilers, I strongly suggest you turn the video off now. You can put it in that watch later list, come back later after you've seen it, because we don't want to spoil anything for you. So with that being said, you have been warned. All right, Single Moms Club. You know how we do it. We just got back from the theater. Unfortunately, there were no early screenings for Single Moms Club. There usually isn't any early screenings for any Tyler Perry written or directed film. So we just got back from the theaters. I don't know how Mr. Toussaint feels. He doesn't know how I feel, but we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about it. And you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. Well, before I give my general impressions, I just want to say a little. Why are you laughing, bro?
Nothing. No reason.
I just want to say something a little bit about how I feel about Tyler Perry. People have a strong opinion about Tyler Perry. I have an opinion as well. It's not as strong as everyone else's. He has a lot of films. He writes a lot of them, produces a lot, directs them a lot, does a lot of the behind the scenes, on the screen, all that good stuff. And some people feel a certain way about his films. I don't like some of his films. Some of them I do like. Some of them I think are actually pretty decent. None of his films blew me away, but I don't think any of them are shitty trash either, as some people might say. But I have seen all of his films except for two. I haven't seen Witness Protection, and I haven't seen Madea Goes to Christmas. Haven't heard anything about Witness Protection. My brother said that Christmas was actually pretty funny, and I think I'm going to check that out. But honestly, I think Single Moms Club is possibly his worst film that he's ever done. I mean, everything about the story and the characters were stereotypical. A lot of stereotypes everywhere. It was so simple that it was, laughably bad. I only liked a few scenes out this movie. I mean, I was just really annoyed, really bored. I didn't care about any of the characters at all and their journey, where they started and where they ended up. It just felt like a big soap opera. Some of the characters were caricatures, or like, someone that belonged in a stage play, which that's where he started out. Like I said, I enjoyed a few tidbits of it, but this was pretty bad to me, at least. I don't want to just bash Tyler Perry because I do feel he has talent, and I will get to that later. But for this single film, no, it was definitely not for me. So, how do you feel, sir?
That's really ironic.
Okay.
For what it was, I'm not a big Tyler Perry fan at all either. I think he has made some very trash films, a lot of them, most of them actually. Very simple characters, caricatures, very simple, predictable scripts and stories.
Yeah, very predictable.
He does it, and he does it. He has audience, and he mastered what it is he does. And
right.
So when I went into this film, because I kind of gave up on his films a long time ago, I went into this film, with low expectations, and I I expected a single mom, like a soap opera about single moms, and that's what I got. I know you disagree with me wholeheartedly, but I feel like I saw some glimpses of him growing throughout his career. Like, I saw some things in there that he was doing that you wouldn't normally see. It's still simple, some characters in there, but I saw growth with those characters. I saw transformations, and they weren't black and white. So for what it was an okay film.
I will give you this. I did see some growth in some characters. I did say there were two scenes that I'm speaking of that I was really impressed by. And as far as so you liked it overall?
It was an okay film for what it was.
Okay film.
It wasn't I expected bad. It wasn't as bad as some other things I've seen that he's done. It was what it was. I expected a lot worse.
Okay, my expectations were extremely low, and they were met because I just didn't like the film too much. I was about to give my rating, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that this early. But as far as my expectations now, I have a lot of respect for Tyler Perry because he does a lot. He does a lot of producing, he does a lot of writing, a lot of directing, movies. He has 2 or 3 hit shows right now. I don't know what some would consider a hit. He has. I don't even know if Meet the Browns is still on. He has the Have and the Have Nots. And what is the other show? It's something
on
show.
Oprah's network, I think.
Yeah, I mean he's a very hardworking man, and he has an audience. So for that, I respect the man. He don't have to listen to me. He the one getting the checks. So hey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. If as long as you're happy, I'm happy. But you have an audience, but I'm just not part of that audience. So my expectations were low, and I got exactly what I expected. I didn't like. The character that stood, I hated the most. Was Amy Smart. We're gonna jump in right now. Was Amy Smart, the white girl, the Caucasian? Now that doesn't narrow it down. You got Coco, you got Nia Long, and then you got the beautiful Hispanic chick that Esperanza.
In the film.
Okay, then you have the 2 other white ladies.
Which one are you talking about? The one that was divorced with the kid?
Hillary.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time distinctly. The one of them, what was her name? Wendy. She was name is Jan. She had the child. She was a single parent by choice because she got the donor. Not her, but the other one.
Okay.
She was I hated her the most in the whole film. And she's not a big actress. She's done a few things before. One thing I remember her in was a Tom Green comedy where the guy mailed his girlfriend a sex video he had with another girl. She played a small role in that. That came out in like 99 or 2000. I don't know why I remember her from that. But she was the worst. She was a single mom, but she was so clueless. I mean, when she had an infant, when she's changing diapers and trying to deal with the baby, she was just clueless, she had no knowledge of any type of motherhood at all. But she had a daughter in her like low teenage years, or like 9, 10, 11 years old. And I just don't understand it. She had 3 children, but she was acting as if that infant was the first child that she ever had. And I just don't understand why she was just so clueless with, dealing with.
That's her and her story. Like, she had a nanny and a maid that did everything, and so it made sense to me. I just because I can't relate with a certain character doesn't mean I can't understand their plight in their story. She didn't really understand motherhood because she had never. It had always been like pampered. I mean, her husband, gave her. They had money and they paid for a nanny, and nanny took care of the kids. I mean, just that simple to me.
Well, there you go. If it was simple for you, I just didn't like her character. But for me, it was. I just felt like a lot of the Coco's Brown character, Lydia. That was just so. Huh?
Go ahead.
It was just. At one part in the film, I know you looked at me because I just bust out laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing. That's just how bad the movie got. In this beginning, I was saying that okay, this is a steady C minus. This movie is passable. It's not for me. But when they finally got to the house and they was around the table on the patio and they were having the wine, that scene right there is just when it went downhill for me into a crash and burn. It was just so. When this movie was announced, The Singles Moms Club, written and directed by Tyler Perry, I was like, you know what? I'm sure they're going to have some shot with some women sitting in a circle, drinking some wine, talking about all the problems. Then you saw it in the trailer.
Very Waiting to Exhale-ish.
Yes, which Waiting to Exhale was a great movie, I think. This, I'm not even. You can't compare those.
That moment. Yeah. Tyler Perry takes from other films that are popular within for his audience.
You're right, and so they had their moment at the table in the trailer. I'm low. This is so predictable, and just the dialogue alone, just like we should make a singles moms club. Like, yeah, that seems like a great idea, and we can help each other out when we're down, and you can do it this Saturday, and yay, let's toast the singles mom club. It was just ridiculous. It was just laughably, hysterically bad. It just didn't seem realistic at all. I felt
what was so unrealistic though?
Just the whole dialogue.
The dialogue okay.
Behind it. I just didn't buy that scene. It just didn't seem genuine at all. It just. I don't know. It just seemed like they put that scene together in 10 seconds. It was no depth to the characters, and I'm not even really. You can go ahead and run with this, but I mean, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I don't feel. If some people just say, I don't want to use the word dumb, but some people just say his films are dumbed down.
It's simple,
and
that's what they are.
Extremely simple. There's no real depth to the characters or the stories to me. I mean, they're really watered down.
He comes from that stage play background where it's caricatures, and I feel like it was a lot of backlash when Tyler Perry came out, not only from the average moviegoer, maybe white moviegoer, like what critics, what the hell is this? We don't understand this culturally.
Right.
Like you have to understand that background and that reaction. So yeah, I mean, me watching movies and loving film, like I was like, Tyler Perry is trash. I can't get with that. Yeah. But going into the movie with that mindset that these are going to be simple characters, it's almost like they make it so simple to where you can talk back at the screen almost.
Yeah, but I don't accept that, man. I mean, because I understand that there are some, like we were talking about Pompeii. I knew I was going to go walk into a movie with bad CGI, and it was okay for me, not for you. But, I mean, come on. You can't just, this was like a 10-year-old wrote it or something. I mean, you got, Terry Crews, popping in so over-exaggerated with his truck body and booty by Branson.
But the shit was funny.
It was not. He had a bench press and
was that not funny?
No, it was not, man. Like that. I mean, everywhere he goes, he has on a gold watch.
He is hilarious.
Chain. No, Terry Crews is hilarious. I love him as an actor. He is a very humble man. Off screen, on screen, he is funny to me. But in this setting, I hated it. I mean, he comes in the throne. Hey, pretty lady. Nobody does that. The manager would have come on. I'm sorry,
but we
sir.
know what they expect in a Tyler Perry film.
I don't care. I mean.
So what did you get Pompeii? The worst movie of the year by far. What'd you get Pompeii?
I gave Pompeii a 7.
I gave it a 2, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe being nice. Okay.
That's fine. You made me forget what I was gonna say.
I'm glad.
But bro, he comes in there, hey, pretty lady. I got you some flowers, and it's a wreath, and he's just like, okay, like, that's just too much.
I get some of the things they were doing. The characters make them caricatures because it was so over the top. But the story it's a believable story to me.
Okay, I'll give you that. It is a believable story. 5 women raising their children by themselves in a struggle, and they have to come together to meet some goal and save the day. Yeah, I'll give you that. It was a good story. I just didn't like the way it was executed. It had talent that, Neil, like the whole, okay. Nia Long's character, I liked her, and her son. One of the best scenes for me is when her son walked back into the house and they had the little emotional scene, and he broke down like, she was like, you think you're a man that you can just come in and out the house whenever you please? I don't deserve that. I deserve respect. She's like, well, I deserve to know who my, why my father is a drug, has drug problems. Why don't you tell me that? I love that scene. I mean, that scene had some meat and potatoes to it. It was written by Tyler Perry. He did that. I just want him to do that through the whole movie. I mean, it was so many scenes where the character just sitting there and not saying anything. Just, yeah, I can understand that. It is hard. It's pretty rough, but we got to keep on trucking. Yeah, life is hard. We do have to keep on trucking. What are we going to do? I just wish life was so easier, man. That was through the whole. I mean, are you serious? That's the best dialogue you can give me.
But that's what I expected. So.
Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's cool that you feel that way. Another scene I liked when they found out that the child ran away, and they were going around looking for him. They were riding in the car. The 4 women, and that was a nice scene too. They all kind of opened up. You got a little bit more depth, and they were saying, okay, we got to talk to our kids a little bit more. They don't even know who we are. I like that scene.
I like that scene, but it did take me out of it because I was thinking like, wait a minute, like it's a child that's missing, and so they all get in a car together. So it was just little questions running around in my head, like where are their cars and where the guys at. So I kind of got taken out for a second. You know, like I was like,
they're not calling 911.
I get it, but it was a really weak motivation to have them all in the same car and have this this coming to Jesus talk,
And I'm just getting frustrated. Like those two scenes we just talked about, I really did like those scenes, and all he has to do, Mr. Perry, all he has to do is just do that, and for the rest of the movie, you can just have, a well put together film with some veins, some blood, a soul, a heart, limb, just bare bones that you just throw out there. I mean, it's a picture with no color. I don't know. It just dude, the dialogue would do the whole thing, which is simple. Just like, oh my, let's just have a single moms club, and and we can help. I mean, come on, like all the men in the film. Well, not all of them, but there was just there was no in between. Either they're a knight in shining armor, or they're just complete shitholes. Not.
I don't think it was as bad in this film as I've seen in a lot of his other films, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people just felt a little bit more human. Like I've known fathers to be like that. I've known mothers to be like that. They might be extreme because they're all in the same film at the same time, but it just felt more realistic than some other Tyler Perry films. I think I'm giving it. I'm giving it.
You hated of his? I'm just curious what you're comparing it to. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious.
Like Meet the Browns. I didn't like Daddy's Little Girl. I love the story, but just everybody was so over the top, and they're just so unbelievable.
My Daddy's Little Girl.
Yeah, with who's the British guy.
I was gonna say Morris Chestnut.
That is not his name.
Idris,
yes.
Yeah, he's great, but I could go and nitpick it. Like, I didn't like the fact that they left the guy there with the kids. When they didn't know him, I was like, okay, wait a minute.
Well, just like I said, whole scene.
I wish I would have known why Esmeralda's husband left her. Did they even explain that? Because I was getting bored and clocking in and out. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it was one of those little things, but it was to the point where you knew what to expect. They were single mothers. You knew what their issue was at the present time. So
this thing I wanted to know. Like Coco's character. Even at the table, when with the drinking of the wine, outside on the patio, just like, why is it that you're just so strong, and you got your nice sweatpants on, and you're just strong, and you just don't take no shit. You're just like a big black wall, black and mortar. That was just ridiculous to me.
What was so ridiculous about it?
It was just stupid. it was stereotypical. It was racist. You naming her kids. What was her name? Rashida and Raquel, and that was.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that though?
I don't know. It just didn't fit. It gave me a bad feeling.
Well, I'm not one of those, upper middle class black folks. I got to see black folks like this in the film, and they got to have this name and that name, or I'm not gonna be embarrassed. Like everybody got their story. She was from a certain place, might name people a certain name, whatever. Like I'm not gonna judge her and be like, oh, I hate that character, or the way she named her kids. Like, who fucking cares? I want to see her story, and I want to see what she go through.
Man, hey, and that's cool. But what did she go through? Did we see it? We didn't.
She gained some friends. She the single moms club. Like
what was her story, man? Okay, another thing. There was 5 single moms. I think I would have liked this a lot better if it was 3 single moms, and they could have concentrated on them individually a little bit more, instead of just popping in and out. Like,
this is Hollywood. They were trying to cater to different audiences. They had the white upper class both. I guess both.
They could have had a white character, a black character, and a Hispanic character. 3 moms. Maybe they would have been 2 in the face. It's
a nitpick. I feel like.
I don't know. I just wanted more from the characters, and I didn't get them.
I didn't expect much at all, and I got that they 5 single moms joining the single moms club or creating one. So just understanding how they got to be in this single moms club. That's all I expected from this film. That's what I got.
I didn't even like the way they came together. It just seemed fake. They were in the parent-teacher conference, and then you got the woman up there that seemed like she has Tourette's. I'm like, how did you get into this position? You're the principal. I mean, did you not? You're like, I don't know. I just didn't. It was just silly to me. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of other things. I wanted to know how much the private school costs. I mean, I wanted to know that. I mean, you got you. I don't know. I mean, I want to know. I'm not just gonna give her a freebie.
Okay.
I mean, it was somebody in there called somebody out like, why are you? Why are you even paying for those that expensive school anyway? The babysitter. Saying you should just be at home getting doing welfare. Why you got a job? That's stupid. I mean, I don't. That in itself is just too over the top for me. You don't have. I don't know.
So is it not people that do that?
It is.
Is it not single moms out there who working 2-3 jobs to put their kids through private school? I know a couple of them. So
I know a couple of them too.
Now that character, her sister. I mean, that's some stereotype, but it's real though. I mean, it's somebody out there that believes it. Like I said, Tyler Perry, he has these caricatures to make a point, and I don't expect too much depth. Like that's why they're so over the top. That's just the way he makes films. Like I don't feel like they're great. They're not gonna be in the film Hall of Fame or anything, but it is what it is. I just went in there expecting what I expected, and I got what I got.
How did you feel about the scene about the pounding of the wood? That wasn't funny to me. The only time that was funny to me is in outtakes. The funniest part of the movie was the outtakes to me. That's kind of why I stayed in a little hallway there, because I was like, okay, that's actually kind of funny. But I mean, I just don't see adults acting like that. Just like, oh yeah, I can pound the wood, and however you want, I can give it to you. And it just wasn't. I mean, if it was funny to you, it was other people in the theater laughing. I did not really laugh. It just didn't seem real to me. I mean, it just seemed like two grown, somewhat attractive man and woman. Fumbling over each other's. Yes, that happens, but I mean, for it, the simplicity of the film frustrated the hell out of me. I mean, when she's on the phone, what's her name? Hillary's on the phone with the other chick, and then she's looking out the window, and the guy is mowing the line. And as soon as he's done mowing the line, he just stops, leaves his lawnmower there, and then goes over to the house next door and introduces himself. That's not. This
well, I mean, happen. I think he sees her looking. I think that's what happened.
Come on, man. I mean, it's just simple. Look, this movie is not for me.
It's a simple film, but it's a Tyler Perry film, and tell me what's so much better about other films he's made.
I don't know. I feel Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2. I mean, I still had issues with it, but I liked it. I really enjoy A Family That Prays. Those wasn't as simple as The Family That Prays with Kathy Bates. That was pretty good to me.
Okay, that was one of his better ones.
Yeah, what is it? Color Girls. I'm okay with. I mean, it was some good performances in that movie. I think he just went over the top. I don't hate all of Tyler Perry's films. So hold on, we got a list there. Good Deeds. I thought Good Deeds was decent. Madea Christmas I didn't see. Medea's Big Happy Family was okay. Color Girls was okay. Witness Protection, I didn't see it. Madea Goes to Jail, I laughed. I Can Do Bad All By Myself. I think that was the first one. First one he did, big screen. No, that was okay. A lot of people said he was the Antichrist of black cinema after that.
It was not.
No, he was. I don't feel that way, but some people said that. I like that. Why did I Get Married? Part 1 and 2. I like part 1 more, but I still enjoy both of them. A Family That Prays is my favorite Tyler Perry film. I like that. I would own it on Blu-ray and watch it again. I thought that was a very, one of the best movies.
It was layered. It was more layered.
It was a good movie. I mean, I enjoyed it. I would recommend that one. So I'm not a Tyler Perry basher. I have a lot of respect for him and his work. Most of his work is not for me, but this I just didn't like. Single Moms Club. I didn't like it. I mean, I don't hate Tyler Perry. I respect him. I like other pieces of his work. I just feel that honestly, I feel that he will put out more quality work if he will follow the rule of quality, not quantity. Because he puts out so many movies and so many TV shows. He puts out like a movie every year and a half, maybe even 2 a year. He has like 3 TV shows going on at one time. He directs and produces all of them. I'm not saying that you can't do that, but if you just slow down and cut that in half, you can add more depth and characters and story to your work. And that's just my opinion on it. Well,
I'm not the big. I don't think he's the
I don't either.
Antichrist of black cinema, but I don't like his films. Generally, I think they're really, really bad. But understanding that, I went into the theater with that mindset. Like I said, again, had low expectations, and they were met, maybe exceeded a little bit.
Well, if I were to give this 1 out of a 10, you want to give yours first?
No, you go ahead.
I'll give it a 3.
A 3? That's better than I thought you would give it.
Oh no!
Seeing your body language in the theater, I was like, "Oh shit!"
No, because I'm not gonna lie. There were a few moments that I did like. I mean, the story made sense. It was just too simple for me. I mean, the dialogue in this was just horrible. You know, I mean, they didn't have. I mean, there was no script there. I mean, it was just nothing on the page to read from. I mean, and I like all the actors and actresses. They did a decent job. It just there was no meat, in the story. So I mean, I give it a 3 because that scene with Nia Long and her son when they started crying, and then the one in the car, and then maybe like 1 or 2 other ones. I was like, okay, man, this is a really good scene. I like this. This is believable. I like this. It does have substance to it, But just the rest of the movie, I can't say that. So I give it a strong, firm 3 out of a 10.
That's
which is still that's like a D-. You passed.
D-?
Yeah, you passed. But that's me. So what?
Well, like I said, I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry. Most of his films are really bad, so I had that in mind. I give this film a solid 5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
That's passing.
Give it an 8.
No. Come on now. Come on.
I don't know. Okay.
It was solid for a Tyler Perry film. I know you disagree, but I feel like I felt better about this film than most of his other films. Like even with the Coco Brown's character, I felt like that was going to be a caricature.
It was.
Well, that it was. In a way, it was. But she grew. She transformed.
So, I mean, she just.
But it's people like that in the world.
You're right, but. Never mind.
I'm just not one of those people that get mad about that. That type of character in a film. Like everybody has a story, and as a filmmaker, I feel like everybody should be able to tell that and have that shown on film.
I respect that.
It's plenty of women just like Coco Brown out there.
You're right.
I'm not mad about that.
You're right.
I know one of each of these women in this film. So
yeah, I'll give you that because if she was, if Nia Long's character wasn't in this, I would have been pissed because she would have been she would have represented black women.
I don't take it like that.
But and the only reason I say that, man, and you may. You know what? I'm gonna cut it there. I'm not gonna continue. Never mind what I was gonna go say.
We need to do a Tyler Perry analysis.
Yes,
one of these days.
We do. So 3 out of a 10. Malcolm gives it a 5 out of 10. That's just my opinion and his as well. And we would love to hear yours as well. So comment in that comment section below. Let us know whether you agree or disagree with us. It doesn't matter because all films are subjective. Just because we like or dislike something doesn't mean that you have to like or dislike it. I mean, who are we to say our opinion is superior than yours or anyone else's? We're just giving our opinion on it.
Okay.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Now, I was going to say, Wendy, one of my favorite characters from Reno 911. I loved her in this film, first of all. And then also Esperanza. Like, she was some serious film eye candy. Yeah. I love every time she walked on the screen. So that bumped this score up a couple of points. I ain't going to lie.
Well, hey, that you're it's cool that you feel that way. So comment below if you want to find me online. You can at facebook.com/justmyopinion, Instagram and Twitter at justmyopinion84. You can find me on my personal Facebook page if you want, Brandon Keith Avery, or just check me out at the website www.justmyopinion.net. Malcolm, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram, MTOOG, Twitter, Malcolm, the letter 2, the number 2, the letter G. Sorry about that. You can also search for my personal Facebook page if you like, yeah.
Oh, you gave your name. I was like, tell them that they know what your name is. So there you go, guys. Comment below. Give us that thumbs up. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Become one of our subscribers so you can see all of our content from past, present, and what's to come in the future. So excited about that. Also, check us out at the website, www.justmyopinion.net. And there you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in. But before you go, don't forget that my name is B. Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.
Best
Tyler
Tyler Perry film ever.
Shut the fuck up.